Sammy B here, coming at you with my first vocal movie review. About a year ago, just after Thanksgiving, I started writing these reviews. I'll be honest, I'm kind of nervous, because when writing a review, I can go back and make any fixes I need. When doing a vocal review, if you make a mistake, you kind of got to start over. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'll admit, sometimes I can jumble my words. I have a little trouble on S's, but I don't care. I love doing movie reviews, and I want to take the next step. Thanks to my pal Austin for suggesting I start doing this podcast on his YouTube channel. So let's begin. Doctor Strange. I'll be honest, I've seen pretty much all the MCU films in theaters, and I've had some experience with all of them. Sorry, I'm kind of getting over a cold, so you might hear me sniffle some. Anyway, I like the MCU. It's a very clever idea. If I had to, I'd say my favorite film is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's great that it's more of a spy film than a superhero film, and it just works. Now, first of all, slowly but surely we've all learned of Benedict Cumberbatch. He's an English star who is slowly rising in America. He's been in the Hobbit films. Rumor has it Jennifer Aniston wants him for Horrible Bosses 3, but that's just a rumor, don't quote me on that. And, he's also currently in the British series Sherlock. Heard it's good. So, of course, many of us were ecstatic when we found out he would be playing the titular Doctor Strange. I'll admit, I'm not really familiar with Doctor Strange. I mean, he was mentioning the Winter Soldier, but other than that, nothing. Now, this film, I wouldn't call it the best, but I would definitely say it's in the better half of the MCU. First of all, two words will come to your mind when you're seeing this film, especially if you're seeing it in 3D. Tripping balls. I mean, the visual effects. I mean, a good quarter of the movie probably looks like a kaleidoscope. They go all out on the magic here. Now, as for the story, basically, you kind of get it's kind of a cliche in some areas. You got the magical student who rebels and wants to unleash this Dark Lord because he believes the Dark Lord wants to save everything in its own twisted way, which, I mean, we all know is not true. So he escapes with some rare artifact, in this case, pages from a magical book on how to summon the Dark Overlord. Then we cut to Stephen Strange, an acclaimed neurosurgeon with a massive ego. Surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, I should say, he's kind of driving recklessly on a rainy night, and, I mean, not recklessly, but he's just going fast, he's passing cars, he's not paying attention because he's so sure of what he's doing, and he loses focus for 1 second and gets a massive accident. I mean, first of all, as my friend JT said, people have died in smaller accidents than what this guy goes through. Somehow, all he does is mainly lose the use of his hands, because he gets, basically, the shakes. I'm sorry, I'm not a big medical person, but, they can't stop shaking, so necessarily he can't work on people's brains if that's happening, so it drives him into depression. Eventually, he discovers a person who was in an accident who managed to start walking again. The guy sends him to Kathmandu and Kamartaj, where after some reluctance, the Ancient One, a mystical sorceress, takes him in and slowly starts to educate him on the ways of the mystic arts. Again, this is where the tripping balls part comes in. Really, you've got to see this movie to get what I'm saying, because just wow. So, the supporting cast is rounded out by. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I want to try to say this right. Just a sec. Chu Etel Edge I04. Again, I'm sorry if I say that right, but he's an actor who was in movies such as 12 Years a Slave, The Martian, and Triple Nine. Let's see, who else? Benedict Wong as one of the sorcerers. Both of them play sorcerers who help guide Strange. Rachel McAdams as Strange's former lover. Let's see. And Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. Along with Mads Mikkelsen as Caecilius. In case it's not obvious, I'm kind of looking at the Wikipedia page trying to say these names and try to get a good view on it. Like I said, this is my first vocal movie review. So, all in all, I would give this film, I'd say, let's see, if you know my ratings, you know I like to give it not stars, but things, related to the movie. So, I would give this film, honestly, 4 out of 5 dimensions. Because that's another thing they work on. They talk about multiple dimensions and all that. Like I said, it was not my absolute favorite, but it was still very good. And all in all, I would recommend you see this movie if you haven't already. It definitely does good in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's also pretty good at standing alone. I won't spoil who, but we do get a cameo from an already established MCU character, and it's kind of nice. I mean, just like, oh wow, he's here. And okay, spoiler, it is a guy, but I won't say who. So yes, hope you enjoyed this movie review. Sammy B out.